Okay, so welcome back to our Ichimoku Kinko Hyo Definitive Masterclass. And today we will be continuing our discussion about Kairi Trading. So in the last video, we discussed paano siya i-trade within a range. And I also explained na sa Japanese, ang ibig sabihin ng Kairi is estrangement or separation. Because the whole basis of Kairi Trading is essentially mean reversion. Okay? Now today, we're gonna look at two more methods that I use to trade yung mean reversion. Okay? The first, before that pala, I would like to apologize if may naririnig kayong mga nagpopokpok or naglalagare or something. May ginagawa kasi sa tapat namin, so medyo may kaingayan lang ng konti. I try to isolate the noise as much as I can, but I don't know how well of a job I can do. So I apologize in advance kung medyo nakaka-distract. The other thing is, kung napapansin nyo, bumalik na tayo sa PSE na chart, and the reason for that is I don't need a bar-by-bar replay to show you how the other two methods work, no? The other two methods are very similar. Meron lang silang ibang deviations ng konti, but by and large, they work the same. In fact, pwede nyong i-mix and match yung ginagawa nitong dalawang to. Okay? First, the first thing that you want to look for pa rin is nagfa-flat yung Kijun-sen. Parang ganito, no? Nagka-flat. Flat dito. Next, you want to look for divergences. Okay? So, tignan nyo tong point na to. Just let me take out my tool. Okay? Dito, meron tayong equal lows. Dito, meron tayong divergence. Pag nakakakita kayo ng ganito, okay? Ang trigger dyan is on the first bullish candle, you go in targeting the Kijun-sen. Now, I purposely showed this example first para lang ma-explain ko na there are times na it will work but you will not get a trigger. Bakit mo kailangan ng bullish candle? Kasi kung walang bullish candles, papasok ka lang willy-nilly, hindi mo alam hindi siya repeatable. So you want a process, you want a system that you can repeat time and time and time again, di ba? And in order to do that, kailangan meron kang trigger na reliable. Okay? So, let's look again here, no? Let's find divergences that we can take advantage of to do this type of trading. Okay? Hold on. So, talagang random point lang nilagay ko sa chart kasi minsan sinasabi ng ibang tao, natural, pinili mo yan eh. So, syempre, gagana siya. Pinili mo nga eh, di ba? Okay, let's look for divergences. Okay. So, you see this area here, right? We have flat Kijun-sen on top. We get divergence here. So, this one, we're moving down. Here, so ito yon, di ba? Ito yung low niyan. We're moving up. Okay? So, meron tayong divergence. So, yun yung parameter number 1. Let's type that down para lang clear, no? First is divergence. Next is the trigger is the first bullish candle. Okay? The trigger is the... Ang liit naman ito. Okay, the trigger is the first bullish candle. In this case, that will be this candle. Right there. The target is the Kijun-sen. In my chart, that's the red line. Now, ito, okay, dito yung flat. Kung bumaba na yung Kijun-sen, like so, bumaba konti, di ba? Tapos tumama na yung price sa Kijun-sen, out ka na rin. Labas ka na ng trade. Or, parang ganito, price got so close. So, the high of this was 4.5. Kijun-sen was at about around 4.59. You might want to consider na kahit kalahati man lang ilabas mo na kasi you're so close to target anyway. Ipipilit mo pa ba? Diba? So, yun yun. Next, as much as possible, you want the divergence to be strong. What do I mean by strong divergence? Yung divergence, alam nyo na, hindi ko na ipapaliwanag, pababa dito, pataas dito, di ba? Ang strong divergence, ang gusto ko sanang makita, hanggat kaya, yung lower end ng divergence, meaning the part to the left, is below RSI 30. And then, the higher part, the part to the right, is higher than or right around 30. So, kunyari, parang ito, let's just double check. This was at 29.77, pwede na. So, it's so close anyway, hindi ko na siya ipipilit. Kasi paminsan-minsan, masyado tayo nagpo-focus na, kailangan saktong ganyan. And you can. Okay? You can wait for it to be above 30. But I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be. It just has to be very, very close. 29.7 is very, very close. So, meron tayong strong divergence. Meron tayong trigger. We go in. We have the target. Diba? And then, where will our stop go? Ang stop mo will be, and this is the only time that I recommend doing this. Okay? Ang stop mo will be 5% below the entry candle. So, in this case, 5%, around dito. So, around 3.7675, mga ganon, no? So, below this candle, so your entry will be 4.09. Okay? Your exit will be 3.7677, mga ganon. Okay, 5% below candle, not 5% from price. You need to give it some room kasi we're working in such a tight area. Diba? The Kijun-sen needs to be flat. Isa pa yun. Okay? The Kijun-sen needs to be flat. Then you target the Kijun-sen, and as you can see from here, the trade works out very well. Okay? Isa pang is the price needs to be below Kumo. Bakit? Kasi yung mga ganito na medyo parang bottom picking yung style, you want it to be on the downtrend to work the bounces. Parang you're just working short bounces. So in this particular instance, you would have gained mga 11%. Diba? Your risk, including yung 5% pababa, would have been mga 7% to gain 11%. If you want your stop to be tighter, then I suggest na you do your backtesting. Okay? See how well the strategy works. See how far price often dips after entry. And then you can determine na, you know what, 5% is too wide. Maybe I can do 3%. Maybe I can do 2%. Maybe I can put right beneath the support, the range lows. It's up to you, but this is how I do it. Okay? So, divergence, flat Kijun-sen. Okay? Entry on the first bullish candle. Divergence needs to be strong, which is the left part is below 30. The right part is around 30 or higher. The higher, the better. And then the price needs to be below Kumo. Okay? Clear so far? Okay, let's look for another example, no? So, as I said nga, no, naghahanap tayo ng example kasi tawag ito, random point lang. Para lang walang nagsasabi na dinadaya ko yung chart. So, ito. Meron tayong divergence. Okay? Let me get yung sinulat natin para lang kita nyo habang nag-aano tayo and we can follow it. Divergence present. Check. Trigger in the first bullish candle. Check. Target is flat Kijun-sen, which from here is right there. Correct? Okay? Divergence needs to be strong. Check. This was way below 30. This is way above 30. Well, not way above, but obviously above 30. Price needs to be below Kumo. Check. Now, in this instance, kahit pa sabihin natin you're looking for 5% na below the candle, yung stop nyo, obviously, yung target nyo from here to here is quite high. Diba? Pero nataon, as I said, minsan bababa na yung Kijun-sen. So, pag nauntog na ang price sa Kijun-sen, labas na tayo. In this case, you would have gotten out at around 7% profit. Okay, but as you can see, if you follow the parameters, it's actually a high probability trade. Okay? So, kunyari ito. Ito. Price is below. So, divergence present. Yes. Divergence is present. Ito, flat siya, di ba? Or pataas pa nga ng konti eh. Target is the entry is the first bullish candle. Meron. Target is the flat Kijun-sen. Meron. Pero, divergence needs to be strong. It's not. Then I won't take the trade. Even though in this case, it ended up working out. So, yan yung first type. Okay? Look for strong divergences. Only enter when you get a trigger. Make sure your risk management is correct. Okay? Walang mag-execute na, ay, hahayaan ko lang. Hindi ako maglalagay na stop loss. That's just, wag nyo na lang gawin to. Mayayari kayo. Because it's not a 100%, it's not gonna work 100% at a time. Diba? So you need to protect yourself for those instances na hindi nga siya mag-work. Okay? So actually, pagsasamahin ko na lang, no? Divergence. So this needs to be strong. Tanggalin natin to. The trigger is the first bullish candle. The target is the Kijun-sen. Okay? Stop is 5% below entry candle. Okay? So yan, inayos ko lang para mas maganda yung wording. Okay? So ito yung parameters for the first type of trade. You can look for this in any chart and you will see that it tends to work regularly. Why? Kasi price often reverts to equilibrium. That's why Ichimoku place so much emphasis on it. Diba? Kung wala yung concept ng equilibrium, then you have no target to look for. Parang you're just, the reason why we don't just randomly trade divergences is because it's hard to identify proper risk-reward. Diba? Not only is it hard to identify proper risk-reward, it's hard to identify proper entry triggers, and it's hard to identify proper stops. Dito, dahil naaral ko na siya, nakita ko na yung kumbaga, pros and cons niya, I was able to devise a simple system to help me take trades like this. Okay? Now, sabi ko may dalawang style. The next is, kailangan ng konting measurement. Okay? So, oh yeah, before I forget, the RSI I use is RSI 22. Okay? The reason why it's 22 is because I found 14 to be too choppy. So, nag-google ako ng ano ba yung normal na number of days in 1 month. So, yung sagot ni Google is anywhere from 21 to 22. And since na-OC ako kapag 21, para lang maganda tignan, 22 na lang, di ba? Para pareho yung number. Yun lang yung dahilan nun. Okay? And I do what's this? I do believe sa mga tinuturo din ni Spyfrat. So, it's close enough to RSI 30. In fact, it's a middle ground between RSI 14 and RSI 30. So, I've always used this and nasanay na rin ako. Okay. So, the next one, ganun pa rin. Mean reversion pa din and we're still looking for potential bottoms to trade up to a flat Kijun-sen. Except in this particular instance, what you want to look for is when price drops 20% or more from the Kijun-sen. So, parang ganito. From this flat area, as you can see, if we measure it to here, we are 21% down. Okay? So, in this case, sa parameter na to, we want to be at least 20% below Kijun-sen. Okay? Yan yung first. Next, ang trigger pa rin natin is first bullish candle. But, in this particular instance, I am more picky sa pagpili. So, I want an actual bullish candle. So, either yung mga pin bar or bullish engulfings, etc. Your bullish candle of choice. Personally, ako, I stick to pin bars and bullish engulfings. But, I've had people who I've taught this strategy to na gumagamit din sila ng mga mga bullish patterns, mga abandoned baby or whatever, mga morning star or whatever. Kung ano man gusto nyong gamitin na bullish patterns. But ako, I stick to pin bars and bullish engulfings. Okay, for these particular instances. So, yun yung una kong hinahanap. Once I get them, okay, the target is still the flat Kijun-sen. Okay, or, okay, target is Kijun-sen. Or, kapag nag-hit yung price sa Kijun-sen dahil bumaba na siya, lalabas na rin ako. Okay, stop is below the entry candle. And the reason why it's below the entry candle, on na close hindi lang basta halikang konti, lalabas ka na. Kailangan mag-close. Bakit below? Kasi nga naghanap ka na ng bullish bias eh. You look for a pin bar or you look for a bullish engulfing. So dapat, because you had the bullish bias, it should be somewhat okay to put your stop below that candle. Now, for these types of trades, obviously, mas malaki ang hinahanap mong risk-reward. Kasi usually, malayo siya from Kijun-sen. But, you need to understand that most of the time, price will either hit your trail stop, which I will explain in a bit. Okay? Hit your trail stop or bababa muna yung Kijun-sen bago siya mag-hit ng target. Okay? Parang ganito. Meron ka bullish candle, pushed up. Okay? Meron kang pin bar dito, pushed up, umabot siya Kijun-sen but not here. Yung inabot natin is dito lang. Now, paano kung kunwari walang bullish candle pero gusto mong pumasok? Okay? Kasi, I know a lot of traders na basta gusto lang talaga i-trade eh. And I found another solution for that. Okay? The other solution is, and in fact, this is the higher probability solution, it's just that mas mababa yung risk-reward niya. Okay? The other solution is to enter once price has gone back above Kijun-sen. Once price has gone back above Kijun-sen, ang gagawin nyo is ilalagay nyo naman ngayon yung stop nyo below yung swing low. Like so. Then price has gone back above the Tenkan-sen, then flat pa rin ng Kijun-sen, and then you still target the Kijun-sen from there. Okay? So, two methods. Para lang clear, no? Okay? Trigger number 1 or trigger number 2 is price goes back above Tenkan-sen. Okay? Target is tawag ito? Kijun-sen. Okay? Ganun lang yung setup. Now, let's try to look for it again. As I told you, it will not always work ng perfectly. So, kunyari ito, from here to here, that's 25%. Wala tayong nakuhang trigger based sa hinahanap kong bullish candles. Tumuloy lang eh. So, we enter on this candle when it goes back above Tenkan-sen. Diba? We enter on the close of this candle. We target the flat Kijun-sen. Hindi umabot. Broke back below Tenkan-sen, out na tayo dyan. So, malulugi ka ng konti. Okay? Ganun talaga. It's not gonna work all of the time. And I'm not gonna pretend and show you lang lahat ng gumagana. I showed you kanina na parang ganito. Kumbaga, tama yung theory, tama lahat, pero walang entry. And now I'm showing you when it fails. Okay? But if you really look for it, a lot of the time, either wala kang maukuhang entry trigger, or when you do, when everything aligns, then it often works out. So parang ganito. Let's see kung aabot to. Hindi flat yung Kijun-sen. Dito flat yung Kijun-sen, but price never broke above Tenkan-sen, and it never never gave you a bullish bias, no? Let's look for it. So parang ganito. Ay, hindi tayo umabot. So hanap ako ng ibang chart guys, para lang mas mapakita natin. So here, from here to here, 30+% yung binaksak niya. 'Di ba? Wala tayong entry trigger until price went back above Tenkan-sen. So you enter on the close of this candle, stop below this. 'Di ba? Obviously, since hindi pa umangat yung Tenkan-sen, hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin trail stop kasi nasa baba siya nung entry mo eh. Now, price moved higher until we eventually hit Kijun-sen exit trade. In this case, as I told you, minsan bumababa yung Kijun-sen, mapipilitan ka lumabas. Okay, let's look for another one. So here, hindi umabot, no? Hindi siya pasok. Here, hindi rin siya pasok. Ano ba yan? Pinapahirapan tayo alright. So dito, obviously, pasok siya. 40+% yung binaba. Again, walang bullish candle, so walang early trigger. We wait until price gets into the Kijun-sen, above the Tenkan-sen, 'di ba? Tapos stop is below yung swing low. Here. And you're targeting the Kijun-sen. In this case, okay, in this particular instance, stop is here. More than 1:1 pa yung so I'm still okay with that. Kasi kaya okay ako na mababa ang risk reward kasi alam ko yung probability na magka-succeed yung trade is quite high. Okay? Now what happened? From here, price moved higher. Tenkan-sen was moving up. Okay? Tenkan-sen was moving up. As price moved higher, this would have triggered an exit. Okay? Personally, ako ganito ka-tight, hindi ko ilalabas yan kasi sobrang dikit eh. You need to understand that support is an area. It's not perfect. So, kunyari ganyan, papanoorin ko pa yan ng konti, but I'll be watching carefully kung kailangan ko na i-cut. In this case, umabot siya ng Kijun-sen and the trade ended up working out. Okay? Let's look for more samples. Kung napapansin nyo, mas rare yung instance na nagpiprint siya ng bullish candle, no? Ganon lang talaga. Hindi naman laging may bullish candle eh. Kaya ako nag-isip ng second entry trigger dahil dun eh. 'Di ba? So, basically, mag-trail lang kayo ng stop sa Tenkan-sen once Tenkan-sen has gone above your entry. Pag hindi pa siya nag-go above your entry, there's really no point using it as a trail stop kasi you might as well leave your stop below yung kung saan nyo man siya linagay in the first place. Okay, so ito. From here to here is 21%, di ba? 21%. Wala na naman tayong bullish candle as a trigger. Broke above here. Okay? Straight to target. So, yun yung 2 setups na ginagamit ko for Kairi Trading outside of yung initial range na pinakita ko sa inyo. Okay, so I hope naging clear, no? I understand that because of the time limitations I have in these videos, I tend to speak a bit fast and I may not be as detailed as I want. So kung meron kayong questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section, and I promise I'll get to all of them in due time, no? And I hope na nakatulong sa inyo itong video na to, and I hope na may natututunan kayo dito sa Masterclass series natin. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. Now, one last thing before I end this video. Because of external stuff, personal stuff, I need to slow down a bit sa pag-release ng Masterclass video. So instead of twice a week, we will only be doing this once a week from starting today, no? So, mangyayari, ang release ng Ichimoku Kinko Hyo Masterclass videos natin will be Mondays. Okay? Every Monday from here on forth hanggang matapos natin yung series. Okay? So, if na-disappoint kayo doon, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, wala akong magawa right now. I'm hoping na in the future, kapag naayos sa lahat ng kailangan maayos, mabalik ko siya sa regularly scheduled programming natin. Now, until then, good luck to all of you and happy trading!